We're with Andrew Johnston from First Aid Ottawa. Kurt's in a particular position right now still. It's like
I just automatically went that way, Andy.
we're talking about first aid, and you can call First Aid Ottawa, and you guys will do a home consultation, and we'll run someone through the first aid course.
We'll take you through. We run courses all the time.
Okay.
And so it doesn't take, I mean, we can do it in as little 1 day or 2 days, and
Right.
we can
That's
get
nice.
you all trained up.
Teaching a lot of people these days.
And it's
exactly.
it's a one-stop shop too, because I can get the kit from you guys as well.
That's correct.
We just opened up the home kit. This is the full home kit just before the break, and we'll get to the sling in a moment. Let's talk about choking, something that would be fairly common, especially with kids and adults, anyone really. Suddenly something just goes down the wrong pipe.
Could happen at any time, man.
Yeah.
And it does. It happens all the time. Most people aren't aware that at some point in their life they've actually choked. Because when you get that time when you're eating or you're drinking, all of a sudden you start to cough,
Okay.
you're actually choking.
Now, when don't you want to do anything? Because that's as important as when you do want to act, right?
That's correct. When the person can make sound, so when they can cough, when they can speak,
Yeah.
as long as it's not a high-pitched sound or a wheezing sound, then we want to leave them alone. It's
Okay.
when we get that high pitch or that wheezing or no sound at all, we have to act.
Why leave them alone? Because they can work it out themselves.
They can work it out themselves. The natural reaction is a cough.
Yep.
And nothing is better than that cough
Okay.
to get rid of whatever the obstruction
So,
is.
my face goes blue. You're hearing nothing from me. I'm like,
You
panic
can't
in my
talk, you
eyes.
can't do anything.
What's your first move?
My first reaction is to introduce myself and make sure you want me to help, because you're going to be panicky.
Now, I'm not going to give you a response because I'm panicking, let's say, and no response is also known as total agreeing, right?
Exactly, but
Agreeance.
you can nod. So
Yes.
I want some sort of,
Yeah.
you're not trying to push me
So
away.
I'm choking. I'm trying to
All
figure out.
right, so I get permission. My name's Andrew. Can I help you?
Yes.
I get a nod.
Right.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to come up at the side. I'm going to lean you forward to a 45-degree angle.
Okay.
I'm going to take the heel of my hand between the shoulder blades.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do 5 back blows. Now, I'm not going to do it hard on Jeff
Right.
here. I don't want to hurt him. But I'm going to do 5 firm back blows.
Okay. And
All
if
right.
the obstruction comes out, you've done your job.
Exactly.
That doesn't work.
Then I'm going to come behind him.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to find his hips.
Right.
That's where his belly button, just above his belly button, I'm going to put my fist.
Okay.
Right there. I'm
Yeah.
going to grab hold. I'm going to go in and up. And again,
Oh,
I'm
really?
not going to
So
do
right
that.
under the solar plexus. there.
Exactly.
Right.
In and up. So what I'm doing is, if you imagine the letter J, so I'm going in and up.
Oh.
Okay.
In and up. And now I probably would lift Jeff off the ground when I would do it. That's how hard I'm doing it.
Really?
If that object doesn't come out, and either it'll loosen or it may actually fly out, then I'm back to doing my 5 back blows and then
And someone's
5
calling
more down to
emergency
the-
services as well.
Exactly.
Okay.
But
Now,
you want to get in there quickly.
one of the most common injuries, broken arm, dislocated wrist or shoulder, and that's where the triangular bandage comes in, and we were talking about that just before the break.
I love the triangular bandage. You can never have too many of these in your first aid kit. They're really, really
You know
handy.
about the sling.
I've had a few slings in my life, and
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Singapore. I've had, actually, I had this shoulder separated several times, and eventually it was surgery that repaired it. And after this one was finally fixed, I did this one. So I've had slings on both. Matter of fact, when I first hit my shoulder, I was 18 years old playing hockey, and I had surgery, and I was like this, like basically with a sling strapped to me for almost 8 weeks.
Wow.
And honestly, because that keeps the arm in a good
You
position.
stabilize it, right?
And that's what we're trying to do in a first aid situation. If we've splinted an arm, say it's a lower arm fracture or a wrist fracture, or if they've damaged their shoulder somehow,
Yeah.
all we're doing is stabilizing with a sling. We're stabilizing the arm to the body.
Okay, so how do you make it out of the
Can we teach Kurt how to put a sling
yeah, I'd
on
like
me?
to-
We
I'd
could
like to
teach.
see that.
We could teach it.
Because I have these. I tell you what, I've done a bunch of golf tournaments, and a lot of times they have these prizes where you pick.
Right.
Right. Pick a prize.
Yeah.
And oftentimes I pick the first aid kits, and I have several. And I've given them away to people and stuff because I have one in the truck, I have one in the garage.
That's a good idea.
It comes in handy so often.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I always remember the easiest way to remember it is you take the point of the triangle.
Yep.
All right, and you point to the elbow. So Jeff, are we doing this on
let's-
you?
Yeah, let's do it
say
on-
So what you're going to do is take that point, so point it to the elbow,
Yeah.
take this in your other hand,
Okay.
and put it underneath his arm. So you're going to
Underneath.
guide this up underneath his arm,
Yep.
right up underneath, and right up over the shoulder.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
And then you're going to leave that there,
That
and you're going
stays
to
there.
take this up
This one comes
and break this over the shoulder.
And you tie that in a knot?
And then you can tie that into a knot. You want to make sure it's nice and firm.
Right.
And
okay,
then
I'll do it.
and then you tie that up there.
Right.
Right. Sorry about that.
There you go.
So I tie this, right?
Tie that so it's nice and firm.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. And then the nice thing you can do is we're going to turn you again. And down here, all we do is we take this, the excess,
Oh,
we're
cool.
going to twist it around.
I can feel that already.
and it
Can you?
gets tight.
Yeah.
And then all we do is we tuck that
That's
in
all
there.
you have to do?
That's all there, and that makes it nice.
You don't
and
have to
firm.
strap this in?
We don't have to strap. By twisting
Just
it in
turn
there,
this way.
it makes it
Take a
nice
look at that.
and
So
firm.
you just tuck that in the end there, made a kind of an end to it.
And I could feel
Tucked it in.
I could feel my arm lifting off the shoulder.
Right, right. Now, obviously, once you get to a doctor, to a hospital, to a clinic, what have you, the sling may be a little more complex. But
yeah.
for the meantime, this is perfect.
And that's just to get you. And we always want to make sure that if we're going to bundle somebody up, that we can get them safely to the hospital, which means if we're putting them into a car, they still need to be able to wear a seatbelt so we can get them safely to the hospital. And if we find if we cannot get them safely to the hospital in our own vehicle, that's when we have to sit back, we have to call 911.
Okay.
We'll probably have to wait a little bit longer for the ambulance because we're not as much of a priority.
Yeah.
But if we can't get them safely to the hospital ourselves, then we need to let the professionals.
FirstAidOttawa.com is the website. Go there and find out more information. Thank you so much.